Merry meet and welcome to Lux Dragon Queen Magic. I'm Taylor and I am here with another pick a card reading for us. This is for the month ahead, so we'll be taking a look into what you're currently facing, some support from the spirits around you, as well as just some additional advice on how to support your further alignment and intentions. So with that, go ahead and pick which soul card resonates with you the most, and I will see you at the timestamps below. Thanks again for being here, and talk to you soon. All right, pile one. For those of you who chose this soul card, right now we are going to just take a look at how this most represents you in this month. So ultimately, I'm hearing from your soul that you are calling out for connection. I'm also seeing that there may be some issues with boundaries in regards to connection. So really trying to define yourself versus the person around you. There's also a message coming through that this is really a true integration in a relationship. So I'm hearing maybe you've recently moved in with a partner, or that's what you're wanting to do, and there's really this sense of deciding like yours versus mine versus ours. So let's go ahead. There's so much with these soul cards that can come out, and I'm getting just a lot of different scenarios, but ultimately the thing that's coming up the most is that boundaries are going to be very important, kind of defining yourself. So something I'm hearing too is maybe you've really been searching for a label and you're really been trying to like decide between like one thing or another thing. And this is spirit also coming in stating like, you know, sometimes just like a Venn diagram, you're going to have like some crossover, and maybe you have so much crossover that there's not really a label for what you are exactly. And that's okay. The ultimate thing for you to know is just who you are and that you are here in this present moment. Okay, so yes, let's go ahead. We have some more cards, a lot more cards to look into. So let's just get into it. And so first we have some Shadowscapes Tarot. And so we have the Four of Cups coming up. So I'm definitely hearing that there has been a lot of indecision coming up as just really like back and forth. So I'm hearing there's been a lot of back and forth in regards to your like emotions and how you're feeling about a certain situation or a certain name, or just how you feel about yourself. I am seeing I'm seeing that there are probably people or even spirit around you who is giving you this positive encouragement, saying like, oh, but look at this bright blue sky around you. Like everything is not as down as it seems, but you're so content on looking down and only seeing the negative side of it. So let's take a further look. We have some more Shadowscapes here. So we have the Eight of Cups being reversed. So I'm seeing a big reason why you're having the Four of Cups and looking down is because there's a project, an emotional project that you're not really ready to leave. Maybe you're moving out. You know, maybe this is a partnership that has dissolved, and so you're trying to redefine yourself. And that can be really hard. I'm also hearing, this might be more for my personal thing, maybe you've also started going through some trauma work. And a lot of times when that happens, we associate certain things, characteristics, traits, items, events, experiences with those traumas. And sometimes those traits or characteristics are still part of ourselves, or there are still things or hobbies that we are like, I like that before that happened to me. And there's a certain redefining yourself that has to happen. And so with that, Spirit is coming in saying that you've spent a lot of time on this emotional burden, and it is time to let it go. And it's okay to let it go. I'm being called to go ahead and pull forward the Seven of Swords. So I'm seeing you are possibly on your way to Ten of Swords. So if you continue kind of like sticking with this, if you don't heed the advice of the Seven of Swords that we're going to talk about in a second, and you continue on this Four of Cups looking down and not moving away from this project, then I see that you are going to find yourself betrayed by someone close to you. So again, if this is in regards to a trauma or a relationship that is dissolving, it is okay to go ahead and let that relationship go. And to reset your boundaries. Oh, something I really like that I came across from Positive Seed, you should check them out on YouTube if you haven't already. One of their videos said something along the lines of, if you start to doubt yourself, or if someone makes you doubt yourself, then you need stronger boundaries with that person. And that really just like strikes a chord with me, because why are you doubting yourself? Why are you still like thinking down or negative thoughts about yourself, is that really coming from you, or is that coming from somewhere else that maybe you need to erect a firmer boundary in regards to that? So let's talk about the Seven of Swords, which is essentially your advice for moving forward and out of this energy. So, oh, wow. So Seven of Swords, we really see it being a little bit like sometimes underhanded or moving away from or around karma, and just not being very straightforward. And, you know, sometimes that's to protect ourselves. Maybe if you went straight at this person that you're no longer resonating with, they would attack you emotionally or physically. We're not here to manifest that, so we're not going to put that out there. But ultimately, sometimes you do have to be creative in the way that you communicate, in the way that you protect yourself, so that you can reaffirm those boundaries. So I hear that you've been working on yourself a lot, and maybe your external or your relationships haven't really been seeing that. And so a lot of times when that happens, that means that those relationships don't serve us, that they don't align with us. They maybe we recognize like our thought patterns have changed and are different. And so sometimes things have to dissolve. So you are harvesting yourself. Sevens are typically a harvest number. So you're harvesting your personality, your thoughts, and seeing just like how beautiful and wonderful you are, to the point where it's requiring you to pull away and kind of like take your harvest somewhere else where it will be appreciated. Okay, so yes, we're gonna go ahead. We have some wisdom from the House of Night. Wow, so we have fulfillment for you. Wow, okay, yeah, especially with kind of what I was just saying. So this is telling me that they're ultimately, yeah, so what you've been working on is your fulfillment, like your internal fulfillment, to where you are enough, like you say that to yourself, like, I am enough, I am whole, I am all the love I need. Like you have been saying those like affirmations and really taking care of yourself. And Spirit is coming in here saying like, yes, you are this bright, beautiful soul, and who is just like so abundant in energy that you just attract magnificent things to you. So Spirit is kind of confirming that you are this wonderful person. That is the ultimate thing I'm getting from this card right now. And I think, yeah, as long as you kind of follow that and like see where your fulfillment is, because it's within you, and follow that, you will just continue to find more fulfillment. So I definitely like to believe in like the power of, and like it takes the power of three. How to explain this? So essentially, like when you put energy out into the world, that's one factor, but it takes three factors through you. And so anything that you're putting out into the world, you're actually having it come through you more strongly. And so ultimately, if you follow that and you feel like, yeah, I am feeling very fulfilled internally, and you're not really seeing that externally, like just keep it up. You're gonna see it. It's gonna keep coming up through you. Yes, that's very important, like up through you. So you're kind of the one creating this a little bit. There is like the best way to put this is in your reality. It will seem like promises are just not being kept, or like things aren't really working out, or like you're the only one working and putting things through. But if you took a step back, there might be some things where you're like, hey, this would never really happened, or like, this is kind of amazing that I got this chance, or wow, I can't believe this person was there that day so I could accomplish this. So there's just like small little things that maybe you don't notice, but it's taking a lot of energy from you, and intentional energy, and that is exhausting. But Spirit is here letting you know that you are moving away from the things that take too much of your energy, and you're doing it in a subtle way, which is perfectly fine. Okay, so with that, we actually do have some self-care. So we have nourish your temple. So this can mean a variety of things. I definitely, when you think of this, I want you to do that thing. Like when you saw this and you're like, nourish my temple, this is what I thought of. That's what you need to do. Sometimes Spirit is as simple as that. Just the first thing you think of. But with this, so I think spending a lot of time with yourself and like almost holding yourself. So like how often when you meditate, do you put your hand to your heart chakra and then another one to your solar plexus? Because that is a really good time to kind of just check in with your energies. So a heart chakra is, all the chakras are very important, but the reason to choose these two is because a lot of times we hold fear and worry within our heart, and so this is a way to kind of like feel and temper that out and kind of clear out the negative energies within us. And then the solar plexus is our I do center, and it's literally where people find the self and confidence, and so you will also find anxiety there. So these are two places where just like mentally and energetically you can check in with. Also with Nourish Your Temple, you may have already caught on to this, but like maybe you were like, man, I need to drink more water. Man, I haven't gone for a walk in a long time, or just a good workout. Some people, I'm not those kind of people, but some people are like, yeah, let me do an hour HIIT workout right now and feel better. If that's you, that's you. Nourish yourself. And then also there's just like food that you like, that you not only like to eat, but is good for you. So that's very important. It's also food you like to eat. So don't just eat a salad because you're like, oh, I haven't had one in a while. Like, go ahead and have that barbecue chicken salad because you're like, hey, it's not all bad. Who cares? As long as you're having a great day. Okay. And then again, this is very important for your entire month. So you're going to want to keep up nourishing your temple throughout the entire month. That is something very important. This is your month-long journey. This isn't just one event. This is something where you're going to be working through it. So you're going to be subtly moving your energy away from this person, redefining your boundaries, continuing to find your fulfillment within yourself. All right, and so last but not least, we do have just a nice dream card to take with you. So whenever life throws obstacles in your way and things don't go as planned, accept them and say, thank you. I'm ready for the lessons this alternative path will teach me. I trust these lessons are valuable for my dreams to come true. So important. So really, this is kind of bringing back the fact of like, hey, the external may not match what you think it's going to be, and that's okay because it is all part of your internal journey. Wow, just beautiful, pile one. Just beautiful. So with that, I definitely am sending you some loving encouragement with your relationships, just to be able to continue finding love within yourself, because remember, you are this beauty, you are this fulfillment. This is all within you. I mean, this may really work. Just think, I am right. Like how often is that just what we want to hear? Is like, you are right. Okay. So with that, pile one, thank you again for being here. If this resonated with you, please like and subscribe. And don't forget to comment below any parts that really stood out, as well as any suggestions that you may have coming forward. And enjoy your month ahead. Bye. Hello and welcome, pile two. Let's go ahead and get started with your soul card for the month ahead. So we do have essentially something that really resonates with the sun. So very clearly I'm seeing just a bright future ahead of you. Yeah, this can be taken very literal. I'm also seeing that you're going to be having a lot of different ideas. You may, very creative energy, almost like you're being pulled into many directions though too. And so I'm also hearing that you're going to ultimately within this, you're going to be seen as someone else's son, and that may include that maybe some people are benefiting from your energies. So everything that you're doing and working on, I'm not really seeing like, and we're going to get more into it, we have more cards to look into, but I'm not really seeing that you need to focus on anything. I'm seeing that this outburst of creative energy that you're going through is really going to be beneficial, not just for you, but for those around you. I'm also hearing if there's been anything that you started working on, like if you've planted seeds for intentions, things like that, that you're going to be, so I know a lot of people are like, oh, you need to water the seeds and give it time, but the sun is also a really big part of that. So you're going to support not only your intentions, but some others as well. I'm not saying that you need to go chase them down. That is something that's coming through really loud. Is not that you need to chase down and be like, hey, how can I help you? Oh, here, this is a way that I can support you. It's more like the ways that you chase, I'm hearing chase down your intentions and the more energy that you put into your, I'm hearing actions. So like there's an action plan. I mean, like you're moving around a lot. So, very goal oriented is how I'm saying this. And the point is that goal and task oriented. So I'm seeing that you're going, like, you can just focus essentially on yours and move forward with yours. And because you do that, you're going to support others. Yep, let's go ahead and just get into the tarot. So we have our Shadowscape. So right to start us off, we have the Knight of Cups. So I'm not going to lie to you, I was getting some romantic energy from the Sun in regards to your person seeing you as a son. I like to kind of stay away from that because I don't want it to lean into codependent relationships. And so I'm just putting that out there to let you know that if this message isn't coming through all the way and you're like, no, this is definitely a romantic connection, take that for what it is. So on that, I'm also seeing that this is going to be a very important, I'm seeing you are going to be a lot of the Knight of Cups as well, because the Knights are the ones who are charging forward, and I'm seeing that you are the one charging forward. And so I'm seeing that you're going to be the romantic person as well. So again, just be very mindful of your boundaries. Take care of you first. I mean, the Knight of Cups is also a great card for self-love, so keep that in mind. But ultimately, I'm seeing that as you go down and you are chasing down this ultimate fulfillment, this dream that you have, literally, okay, so this dream that you have, you're chasing it down. And let's get another card, because ultimately this is just leaning more into the fact that you are chasing down your dream, and that this energy that you're using to chase down that dream is going to be beneficial for others, and that those who love you, I'm hearing that those who love you will receive so much love from you. That might sound a little odd, but hopefully that resonates for some out there. Okay, wow. So we have the Queen of Cups coming out as well. So seeing both the Knight and Queen come out together is very interesting, especially since I'm seeing that you're more of the Knight of Cups in the situation and that you're the one charging forward. The Queen of Cups, I'm actually getting more motherly energy within this. So there's a couple of readings here. So this may be... for some, very few, the Queen of Cups energy is an internal energy within yourself, and the goals that you are reaching are for you to achieve this Queen of Cups mentality, where you essentially are a master of your internal emotions and you know how to communicate those emotions in regards to yourself. Very important that the queens are internal, so it's more for how your own internal emotions flow. The other thing that I'm really picking up on, though, is that this is almost like a dream from like a family business or a family dream. Like you are about to achieve something that was passed down from you from your mother's side. I'm also seeing that this is going to be the person who supports you the most. So if you have a mature just a mature woman in your life, that you may start to see some support come from them in regards to chasing down this dream. I'm also seeing, because she's taking steps, so I'm seeing that this Queen of Cups is an energy mostly outside of yourself who has answers to support your journey. And then for those that this is the Queen of Cups internal, and that the journey that you're chasing down is to have these qualities, this is the call for you to spend more time essentially imagining yourself as a Queen of Cups, and like saying like, well, what would I do if I was already in this position? And then there is someone who is this Queen of Cups. Yeah, sorry, this is just two messages. Either it's you need to ask yourself, what would I do if I was a Queen of Cups? Or this is someone else, and they have ideas for you on how best to move forward. Okay, let's go ahead. We have one more. We have the King of Wands. I love synchronicity, right? So I just like that the Knight, Queen, and King came out. Okay. So, let me calm down my excitement. All right. King of Wands. The first thing that I got out of this is that this is an external energy. So this isn't even in your energy. So a lot of times the King of Wands, so kings bring out external. So the King of Wands is seeing the big creative project as well as the small steps that it takes to get there. So coming from the Queen of Cups, where it's like, here are the little steps, the next steps that you can take to move forward. I also see that you have, again, big family vibes coming up about like family business, family legacy. I'm hearing for some this also may be related to a twin flame if you don't have that, but family can also just be made up of a group of friends. So if your family is just you and your partner, then of course this is going to be all about that romantic connection. But I'm really seeing that this has a lot to do with family. So yeah, let's just go back to the sun real quick. If this is dealing with family, this is not telling you that you need to focus on your family's goals. This is more like, hey, this is something that your family wants for you to accomplish as well. and or you accomplishing this will benefit your family so much. So again, those who love you will benefit more from your love. So you are this Knight of Cups, just energetically and emotionally moving forward in life. And these are your two guides, the Queen of Cups and the King of Cups, or I'm sorry, the King of Wands, who are saying, be that bright. I'm so sorry. I'm losing my voice. Be that bright, beautiful, creative passion, and just like unapologetically go after it. So again, Queen of, for advice wise, we have you move forward, chase your dream. Queen of Cups has ideas for you or for your next steps. This King of Wands has an idea for your final plan. So it's all kind of coming together this month, and you're really seeing a lot of manifestation. Oh, love it. Okay, so with that, let's take a look at our wisdom from House of Night. Listening. Okay, so literally earlier when I was saying that if this is for energy inside of you, you need to stop and pause and listen to yourself and say, what would I do if I was already this energy? And then if these are external energies, a lot easier, but it does take some actual follow through to listen to the steps that you're being told, to listen to the plans and the ideas that are being shared with you. So this is really big. This isn't just coming from external sources. This means Spirit is also showing you all kinds of signs and patterns around you in order to support this ultimate alignment of this dream coming true. So yes, I'm hearing, because you are a knight just busting forward, moving forward, you don't really want to stop, that sometimes you are going to need to. Like every horse needs a rest. Yes. Okay. Beautiful. Yep. I just love how much this is just really connecting. And honestly, I just don't see you failing. All you have to really do is just listen to what's happening around you and say, you know what, that supports my dream. I'm going to continue on. How great. Okay. So we have a self-care card for this following month. So we have watch a movie. Let me tell you, especially in today's day and age, it's so difficult sometimes to sit down to an hour and a half movie, let alone some of the ones that more nowadays are 2 hours. So this is such an intentional moment to say that you are deserving to relax. So I deserve to relax is so important for you to say, and to just go ahead and just pause and watch a movie. You know, something too that's coming out for me. So a lot of I'm a firm believer that the content that we bring into our life at a certain moment of life kind of has a message for us, especially if there's certain themes. So if you notice that you are drawn to watch a certain kind of movie, you're drawn to, or you notice that you're watching the same type of movie or storyline, or a certain character keeps coming up, or lesson, you never know. This is Spirit saying, like, again, listen. What are those patterns? How am I supporting you? How am I showing you more ways that your life can be led and how this path can move forward? So this really just seems very much like you're gonna ecstatically chase down this path, and it's just there for you. Like, it's mother, father, partner, friends, everyone will be like, yeah, of course this was always meant for you. Like, you should, of course. Yes. And then so that's also a big reason why you're being told to pause and stop and actually intentionally watch a movie, because that will help you be present for at least for at least the moment of this movie, instead of worrying and stressing about the future. Because a lot of times we don't give ourselves that moment to just be so whole and present. And I find that watching content is a big time when we can choose to let our mind wander, or we can choose to be involved in every moment of what we're experiencing. Okay, so last but not least, we do have a dream card for you to just a final message to give you some encouragement for this month. Okay. If you could create anything you wanted, what would it be? Journal or sketch your creations on paper. Start to believe you have limitless possibilities to create in this world. What did I say? Okay. Whatever you want, just do it. Because of course, like, that's what was meant for you. You want that? Yeah, that's yours. Anyways, pile 2. I'm just going to continue wishing you your utmost success, even though you are definitely going to be getting it. And if this resonated with you, please like and subscribe. Comment below anything that really stood out for you. Definitely let me know what your dreams are, so I can help send some magic intention your way as well. And just thank you for being here. Bless be. All right, and welcome pile 3. Thank you for being here. Here's the soul card that you chose for your resonate. So looking into how this is going to resonate for you or connect with you for this month, I am seeing, okay, so there's a big message here that you set a goal and that you are just running towards it, and that you know what you want, and you're gonna do whatever you can to get it. I'm also seeing that you do have support from the spirit in regards to this, and that the cosmos essentially are really just encouraging you moving forward. Okay, I'm seeing that you're really connecting a lot more to the planets and the way that they move in our universe, and that maybe, because not everyone in the collective is as affected by like retrogrades and eclipses as you would think, but sometimes you may notice that, like, hey, this is happening right now and this is really affecting me. It's not just that time of year, it's also you are becoming more attuned to nature. So you may be noticing a lot more emotions coming up, and you kind of are just like, let's just move on to the next thing. I'm ready. And you don't want to focus in the moment. That's a big message, that you don't want to focus in the moment. You're just ready for the next thing. And ultimately, like, kind of like nature's pulling you back and like telling you to slow down. Like, you're trying to like speed around the earth, and but it's spinning in the other direction, so it's like that much more difficult for you to run all the way around it. And so let's go ahead. There's a lot of inner, like, chaotic energy. Essentially, there's a lot of external energy that is affecting you, and that you internally don't like it, and that you aren't really like addressing it either. And it's affecting while also supporting the goals that you've put. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look into the tarot. So we have the 6 of Pentacles. First thing that I'm hearing is this is the time to give rather than take. Okay, so with that, because this is really speaking more to me about energies. And yes, because, okay. Yes, so I'm seeing that because you're so focused on moving forward, it's really, you're unintentionally taking energy away from the elements around you, which is why you're being so affected by how nature is moving. And that is why you are also seeing, I'm seeing like small blow-ups and frustrations. So maybe like your mouse key or your spacebar key is sticking and you can't get it to unstick for like a solid 5 minutes, and you just walk away kind of situation. Like, I'm seeing like those kind of frustrations are really coming out right now, and you're not really like being bothered to stop you're like, I'm gonna go work on this thing instead, then like whatever. And this is kind of spirit saying like all of that energy that you are taking in from the universe, that's why it's affecting you so much. So part of why this is coming out is like give instead of take, is because this is asking you to slow down and give more of your energy to the earth. So that could be something as simple as like just taking a walk. That could be gardening. It could just be like looking up and staring at the sky. It's just really pausing more, and that'll just really help you so much. Like, it's just like the smallest way you can give back is by just stopping and being like, what a nice day, and appreciating the beauty around you. So that's ultimately what I'm seeing when it comes to this. I'm also seeing that as you do more of that, you're going to see things go a lot smoother. Things are going to kind of just connect. So as I mentioned, you're seeing some small frustrations. Instead, you're going to start seeing like things go your way. Like you're going to find $1 in the vending machine, and that's exactly how much you needed for that snack. Or someone's going to buy your coffee order, and you're going to be like, wow, this was fantastic. So I'm going to see this is throughout the month. So you're kind of like starting. So if you do this throughout the month, you're going to see all of these like small irritations go away and turn into positive things instead. Okay, let's go ahead and keep looking. So we also have the Two of Pentacles. So I'm already noticing you have a lot of Pentacles coming out. So that really is, you probably have a lot of Earth energy, and you're probably very stubborn, which is why Spirit is like, hey, stop it. You are so connected to Earth that is why. Sorry. I just think this is funny, because it is literally Spirit being like, hey, I need you to realize that you are connected to this element, and that you are using this element to manifest your goals, and you are doing it at a pace that is burning out your energy. That's essentially what is coming out. Okay, so with that, we have Two of Pentacles. Balance the spiritual and physical world. Again, this is Spirit coming saying, like, if you don't garden, I do encourage you to do that. If you don't spend time outside, I encourage you to try doing that like once a day if you can, wherever you are. Or just spending more time looking outside if it's like really impossible to get outside, like, because I'm hearing that you spend so much time in a material world that it is draining you. And yes, I'm hearing, yes, your goals are there. You're gonna reach your goals. Like, the pace that you're going at is only gonna burn you out, but you will still find your success. So why not just slow down and find success and life, like, and vitality. Like, you probably have been really burnt out, drained, probably wondering, you've probably been shaming yourself and probably been saying like, I'm so lazy. I can't do these things. I shouldn't do that. I'm spending too much money. Hey, maybe you're also just rocking it and doing things at a much faster pace than than the average human. So just slow down. Find your balance. Okay, we do have a self-care card that's going to be coming up later, and so that's going to be very important for you. I'm literally, depending on what it is, I bet you could do it daily. So we will see when it reveals itself. Okay, so one more Shadowscapes card. We do have the Ace of Pentacles reversed. So again, noticing all the pentacles. The fact that this is reversed tells me that you're so worried about missing an opportunity that is why you're like, no, if I just gotta keep going. If I stop for 1 second, it's gonna miss me. And it's not. This opportunity is not gonna miss you by. Or better, what I'm actually hearing is it wasn't meant for you. It probably sucks. You probably have something way better coming up that'll actually benefit you and provide more balance to your life. What I'm seeing is that this current Ace of Pentacles that you're working so hard towards, that you think is your objective. I am using the word think. So I would just like, I would review the goals that you have put. A good example is like, I reviewed the goals that I wrote for last year. And a lot of it was like, really find out who's there for me and speak up for myself more. And you know what? I did do that. And it cost me some relationships, but I did do it. So it was a rough year, but I did get what I asked for. And so this is kind of like, go review your goal or the intentions that you set. I'm hearing this is something that you probably literally wrote down. I'm just seeing you're so Earth, you're so Pentacles. You probably literally wrote it down. I would not be shocked if you have a planner and you have goals and things there, and you have a vision boards would be nice, but you may not have that because sometimes that's a little bit too creative in this realm. So I'm really just saying that you have this down somewhere. You set this intention somewhere, and this is Spirit saying to go back, read what you actually wrote, and see if that actually aligns with this opportunity that you're chasing down. And you may say right off the bat, like, yeah, it does. But I think the more thing to notice is, like, does it say it word for word, this thing? Or is it possible that there's another opportunity that could fulfill your purpose or the intention that you set? So this is Spirit asking you, again, slow down, kind of reanalyze, like, is this actually what you want? Because we don't think so. And wait for the next one, which I hope is soon. I don't want to say it is too soon because I personally know I hate when it, like, you keep hearing readings say that and then you're like, it's a year later. So I'm not speaking from personal experience. So yeah, ultimately what I'm saying, you gotta slow down. You're what you want to manifest, you are going to. Because one, you're literally so magically powerful that you're draining yourself without knowing it. So that's another reason why you need to calm down and kind of recognize just how powerful you are and how much you really can accomplish your goals and dreams. Okay, so with that, we do have some wisdom from the House of Night. Okay, we have Lust. All right, so within this deck, I say this because I don't necessarily agree with this, because this was based off of a young adult novel, so they're not encouraging teens to have sex. Not shocking. So with this, with the Lust card coming out, it really is a warning card saying to be aware of these things. So ultimately, it's overindulgence though. So because lust doesn't just have to mean sex. It can be like lusting after that new car, lusting after that new promotion, lusting after over someone else's success. Like, it could be any of those things. So I'm definitely hearing like this is going to be anything that kind of like brings up like envy to the point of wanting what they have. Like, you may find yourself like unconsciously like writing down like, I'm gonna get Joe's position before the end of the year. Like, maybe you don't want that. Like, maybe Joe isn't trying to move away from his position. So now you have two different conflicting energies. If instead you're like, you know, I like that Joe gets to work from home 2 days a week. And I like that Joe only has to make calls on Friday. These are some very... The point is that there's aspects to this job that you're like, oh, I like these parts that I see. Write down those instead and say, this is what I want. Because you're not lusting after something impossible. You're not obsessing over it, which is over it. Instead, you're saying, you're noticing, one, what you like. I would encourage you to take a step further and say, why do I like this? And then just doing that is going to help further align you to what actually is meant for you, rather than trying to take from someone else. And then this did come up as well. So this is also a literal warning for some to not use like sex, masturbation, anyways, as comfort in when you're feeling stressed out, right? So a lot of this is telling you to like pause down. A lot of times when you're lusting after something, you're not pausing, you're like you're getting your energy up again. So this is something to like watch out for, is how are you comforting yourself? Are you maybe seeking fast fast connections to where you don't really have to think or bond with anything, and just working through it. So again, we got a lot of pentacles, so maybe you're not very in touch with your emotions. And so if you don't want to talk about your emotions or think or pause, then this is also a habit that you can be prone to getting into, because you're like, oh, it'll just be easier to connect with someone else rather than myself. So that's ultimately what's coming up there. And then here is the long-awaited self-care card. It is something you could do daily, but not quite. But you have plan a vacation. So ultimately, one, do this. Plan a vacation. Is something, a fun idea that I'm hearing come through in a way to make it daily. So this is a way for you to daily check in with relaxing, essentially. I'm sorry, Spirit is so much like, take a break, take a break, take a break, take a break. Anyways, so the daily thing is whenever you're like stressed and you're like, man, I wish I could go on a vacation. You have that thought and you're like, what would I do on this vacation? Write that down. Just be like, oh, I wish I could do this. And then at the end of the month, or maybe like even partway through the month, you might see like, oh, this is a real trip I can take. And then continue fleshing it out into reality. Again, you are so powerful at manifesting and putting things into reality. I'm hearing if you haven't explored chaos magic, that may be something you want to look into, because you probably are a practitioner of it. Could be. That you will, like, if you put daily thought into this vacation and how you want it to go, and being like, oh my goodness, what if I could go skydiving? That's a little extreme. What if you're like, what if I could go take a hike to hot spring? That sounds fantastic. Like, as you write down those things, like certain things are going to come up. I'm hearing you're going to see something you're probably going to get an advertisement for a city or a place, a destination. And when you look into it, you're going to be like, that sounds interesting. When you look into it, you're going to be like, oh my goodness, this is everything that I wanted. You're going to be able to do it. Also, just because of when we are doing this, be safe and please respect yourself and others when you go out into public. But yes, this is so important for you to plan a vacation. Like, I mean it. Like, before the end of the month, you should have a literal vacation in your planner. What did we talk about earlier? That you, like, write down things. You probably have your goals written down somewhere. I want you to do the same thing with this vacation. So yeah, any way that you're like, yes, I'm gonna do this thing. It's a great achievement in my life. I want you to treat this vacation like it, because it is. Celebrating you is great. I also think celebrating you every day, just an encouragement. So take your breaks and plan your vacation. All right, last thing we have is a dream card. This is something to take throughout the month and just kind of like hold as encouragement. Okay. All right, so be curious in your everyday life. React with interest to everything new life presents to you. Curiosity will open your mind for new possibilities. So right off of the edge of saying, like, just following those thoughts of saying, you know what, I want to do this thing, and writing that down, and then if you see something come across and you decide to research and look into it, you're going to find so many new doorways open up for you. That is also why we are getting the lust warning, though, is because it's very easy to get overly passionate about things and kind of like just go full force after them, especially with the amount of energy that you have. You can really just like crack open a new hobby and make it like an identity. So this is Spirit coming in saying, like, you're to be curious. You're just opening up to possibilities. You're not committing yourself to anything. That's the ultimate thing I'm hearing, except for this vacation. You're not committing yourself to anything about the vacation and to relaxing to you. You're not committing to anything but you and saying, hey, I am actually deserving of what I want and how I want it. Very important, how you want it. All right. So pile 3, thank you so much for being here. Please take a break. I definitely encourage you to just like take deep breaths more often. You know, it's shocking sometimes what just staring out a window breathing can do for you in regards to pausing. So with that, thank you again for being here. Please like and subscribe if any of this resonated with you, and please comment any parts that really stood out below. Let me know what your vacation is. I love vacations. Planning them. I also need to take more. And yes, just for the 5th time, thank you for being here, and blessed be. Bye.